Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. EA just completely changed the outlook of SBCs for the rest of FC25 by doing something it seemed like they wouldn't dare do for so long, but it's created one of the best ways to make coins, and fodder is finally selling on the market again, and it's incredibly cheap. We got to talk a lot about that because that's impacting this game big time right now, and it's going to impact the game for the rest of the year, but we have an evolution leak that is out there as well. After a really quiet day of content yesterday, today is bound to spice it up with Evos, hopefully, and a lot of SBCs expiring, so you know, something's got to replace it. We also have some Playstyle Plus evolution leaks as well, and again, I wonder, where are those Evos going to be released? We're going to talk about it today, guys. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Now, as we mentioned, there was not a lot of content yesterday on Monday, but really quickly, I want to go over the two SBCs that we had and the one mistake that EA made. Firstly, the left back Lobotka card. This was one of the leaked SBCs, of course. We're going through the list of cards that were leaked. Not a very hype one, let's be completely honest. But he is cheap. If you're Slovakian, if you're a Napoli fan, this is maybe an SBC you're completing. He can play center back, which is very interesting for a 5'7" player. Probably not the most meta there, but maybe a decent left back with those play styles. Would have loved maybe a rapid or a quick step to make him a little bit faster, or a bruiser. But you know what? For a 50k 94 rated card, 2 squads, it is what it is. That's not a cheap 94 rated card for fodder by any means, though, because fodder, as we're talking about today, is in the mud. Now, the other SBC we had was a nice 83 plus 1 of 3 player pick. It requires more rares and more commons. You need 7 players, 4 rares and 3 commons exactly, but it's 83 plus instead of 82. Guys, I've had very solid luck with these. Not really on shapeshifters, but it's all about the 85s and above. You can pack from these pretty consistently and then go ahead and put them into the 82 times 20, or put them into the 1 of 10 icon hero player pick grind. Like, this is a pretty normal set of 3 player picks. You'll get a walkout, or you'll get a decently high rated card, then you'll get a couple of 83s and 84s, or you'll get another 91 Rodri. These player picks are very worth grinding. They're better than the 82 pluses 100%, even though they require a few more golds. It's a perfect player pick to add in to try to get those 85s, 86s, 87s. I'm still doing the crafting upgrades, though. I think you need to do the craftings at least until you get the SBC or the objective done to get all 100 completions. And then after that, maybe you don't do the craftings anymore, but this just gives you so many gold rares, which of course you need the most of in the player pick SBC. But as I'm doing this little pack skip glitch here, I want to kind of explain that, because you might be like, Nate, how in the world are you doing this? This is a way to get packs open really fast in the menus. Make sure you have a preview pack to open. That's how this works. Preview pack opened, you go over to the pack you want to open, you hit R1, R1, X pretty fast, skips the animation, and maybe gives you better pack luck. That's an 87 and an 88 in like 3 of those crafting packs right there. But that's just a way to like skip the pack animation to get a lower level pack open really quickly. If you want to see the full tunnel animation and maybe see if you pack a promo card, like, you can absolutely do that. But if you want to save time, do this. We figured this out in FIFA 23 and it's been in the game ever since. You have to have a preview pack open. That's the key. Then you do R1 R1X or RB RBA and you're good to go. Pack skips and you have it open without seeing the animation. Now, this is the last part of content that I wanted to discuss from yesterday. It's an EA mistake that they corrected their way. Let's talk about this. The Evo Elite Cup is giving 2 Playstyle Plus Evos, right? At winning 13 and 14 matches, you get a Tiki Taka Plus and a Jockey Plus. Allegedly, I didn't even see this in yesterday's video. I completely missed it. But yesterday in the description of this, it said max 96 overall for those evolutions, but the actual evolution is coded to be max 94. EA said the objective is intended, right? That's their favorite word, intended to be max 94. So they changed the descriptions to show that. But it's an EA mistake, and anytime EA ever do something wrong and then go backwards on it and make it feel like it goes against us and it benefits them, then it never feels good and it's frustrating and it sucks. But EA really could have just changed the coding of these evolutions to make them 86 plus instead of 84, or 94 plus instead of 96 plus. If they would have changed it to actually be 96 overall, it just would have been a nice way of EA saying, we owned our mistake and we'll fix it in this way. But instead, they take it back down to 94 and they say, nope, that's how it's meant to be, and that's how things are. We have max 96 evos, of course, and objectives anyway, so I don't know. That's just a frustrating thing. Anytime EA do a mistake like that and then fix it their way and it doesn't benefit us, it's never going to feel good. Now, that's a bad thing that EA did, but there was a big W that EA did yesterday as well. Guys, this is the big story of this game right now. It affects all of us in how we do SBCs. EA gave up on SBC fodder prices. They have been trying to hold these cards up on the market in price for weeks. We've seen them require 85, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, and 90s specifically. Remember those requirements? We still have them now. Exactly 5 85s. All that was done to try to increase the prices of these fodder cards so they would actually sell on the market. And EA finally gave up, waved the white flag of surrender, and said, these cards can just go lower on the market. We're going to reduce the price ranges for all of them and actually make them sell on the market. So when you pack a fodder card, you can actually get a few coins for it, and it just makes SBCs way cheaper. It's a big dub. Now, honestly, this was not expected because EA had let these cards sit at minimum value for weeks. Like, how long have 88s been at minimum price not selling? Since the end of April. Since the end of April, guys. 89 specifically, this is the biggest thing for 89s, right? These cards have been 9.2k, apart from being required in SBCs and spiking for a week. They've been 9.2k since the end of April as well. Crazy. They were 32,000 coins in February during Team of the Year when the player of the month Mbappe and Bale and stuff was out. Now they've been down to 9.2k, not selling, and EA said, you know what? We're just going to let the market be truly decided by true supply and demand, and we're not going to manipulate it at all, because that's what they were honestly doing with these SBC requirements, which were good to finally get the prices off of minimum value, but bad overall because of how cheap the market is in general and how many untradables we all have. That's the maybe one negative you could find from this. But Nate, when I pack an 89, now I can only sell it for 4,000 to 5,000 coins, and I can't sell it for the 9k that it used to be. They weren't selling at 9k. Wouldn't you rather get something instead of nothing for these cards on the market? And wouldn't you rather do SBCs at a cheaper price? Kevin De Bruyne, 1.4 million coin SBC just a couple days ago. He's now only 1.1 mil. How about the 82 times 20 that, yes, does expire today? We're going to talk about this. But the 2 squad version requires 85s and 86s. Since 86s went down, this is only 20k to complete instead of 35,000 coins. Now, that's a negative too. If you invested in fodder, you're like, Nate, what do I do with these 86s? I believe that they were going to go up personally. We were talking about buying 86s, great investment, because I didn't even think it was possible for EA to wave the white flag of surrender and say, oh, we're going to reduce these price ranges. I know they did it on PC a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, but it didn't seem like they were going to do it on console because they kept requiring these cards to keep them up in price. But this is, you know what? If you lost some coins, this is still an okay thing to lose coins, because the way you can make coins right now with these exact same cards is going to make you more coins than you lost on that fodder investment. That is for sure. I'm going to talk to you about that in a second. However, tons of people are selling fodder right now from their transfer list, and that is what is making some of these fodder cards go as low as they are going. Guys, how many of you have had 86s, 7s, 8s, or 9s, maybe even 90s on your transfer list that you have not been able to sell for a long time? Now you can, and that's one of the good parts about this. Of course, all the other W's that we've mentioned for it, that's you can actually get some coins for that now. That's impacting the market too, but it's also why the prices have dropped so much on the cards like the 89s. Now, to making coins, I'm going to show you my transfer list really quick, because we were talking about this yesterday on stream, and it's still happening. If you take a look at the market, at these cards that are getting listed up like crazy from people's transfer list that they've been holding on to because they haven't been able to sell for forever, nobody's bidding on these cards, even though they're still in demand. 88s are still 6.2k. They're still 6,000 coins because of the 82 times 20s and the 1 of 10 icon hero picks, but nobody's bidding on these. Like these Beth Meads, I won her on bid. This is 10 minutes ago, I kid you not, for 750 coins, and I can go instantly sell this card right now for 6k. Most times you can win these 88s on bid for less than 2,000 coins, and you're selling them at 6k, at least for today before the 8220 goes away. That's incredible profit per card. That That's like an unlimited coin farming method. If you can win the bids, which I was watching these cards at Content, they were going for 1.6K. I was watching them just now. Some of them go for higher bids and they don't go for profitable margins. But if you take a look at the 88 rateds, the 89 rateds, and I would say the 85, look, here's another one, right? 800 coins. Let's try to bid 1.9 on that and see if we win that one on bid. That's how you can do it. You can either compare price like I'm doing here or just search on the market. But if you can win these cards on bid, you're going to be doing a lot of bidding because it's going to be competitive. There's going to be people doing it. But find a card where bids are kind of being forgotten about on, and you can bid on them, and then you can sell them instantly for profit because they go for a lot more than what they're going for on bid for buy it now because they're still needed for these SB. Am I about to win this? Oh, this is the perfect example. Beth Mead for 1.9K. Yeah, I know she was at 750. I'll pay 1.9 though because that guy bid with literally no time left. That's crazy. Okay, so there's some ratty bidders out here, but you can make profit off this. Flip between cards, maybe find some filters to search for these cards. Guys, I'm telling you, like you can win these cards. I was bidding for 5 minutes and I won 5 cards, and I'm going to make about, how much was it per card? Like 3 or 4K per card. That's pretty solid coins right there for just doing a little bit of work on bids, and that's it. So if you have any desire to make coins right now or just to get an SBC done for cheaper, you can absolutely go ahead and do that. And don't be a rat and bid at 1 second left like that guy was against me. Anyways, there's more than just this market impact of these fodder cards going down and making a good trading investment of things on the market. These cards, shapeshifters and ultimate tots cards, are being impacted by this as well. You're like, Nate, what? No way. Take a look at some of these prices yesterday. Remember when I sold Harry Kane for 1.77? He went over 2 million coins and his price is staying up. Guys, if you take a look at a lot of cards, yesterday, people selling all this fodder was getting them coins. Cards that were sitting on people's transfer list was turning into coins that they could go and spend on cards that they actually wanted to use. And if you take a look at a lot of the market, the shapeshifters that were in packs, some of the team of the season cards, they went up yesterday. Take a look at Harry Kane's TOTS card. This guy was 700,000 coins. Of course, some of the panic selling from the weekend ended as well. He was 700,000 coins, went up to all the way to 800,000, and his price is staying up. So the panic has ended on a lot of these cards from the weekend of craziness with shapeshifters and everything from that. But also you have more coins circulating on the market for people that want to buy cards because they still had tradable fodder cards in their transfer list that they were going and selling and then buying players with those coins. So yeah, sure, you could say, well, Nate, there were people that were also buying those fodder cards. So that means there were coins that were drained off the market too. Well, yes, there were, but those are people that were going and doing SBCs and spending their coins on SBCs. Those other people selling the cards were going to actually get more cards off the market, cards they wanted to use in their team. Sorry, I'm trying to win a Lamine Yamal on bid here because this is a card that went up a little bit yesterday too to 2.1 million. If I can win him on bid under 1.9, I will do that and then hopefully sell him for 2.1, and that's not a lot of profit, but you know, it's a little bit of profit. So that's one thing that's happening on the market. I'm investing in some of the shapeshifters and TOTS cards right now because the market seems to be doing pretty good. And I think you might be able to make some quick flip trades there. I picked up Elise for 620,000 because yesterday he went from 620 all the way to 700. He might do that again. He's like the second most used player in this entire promo team. Odegaard, I picked up for 360,000 coins. He went from 360 yesterday to 440 in a spike. So I'm not going to hold on to those cards for forever, but I think there's an opportunity to make some coins with those cards on some quick flips because the market is feeling the effect of having some more coins and people are going out and spending those coins on cards. Now, let's go away from the market conversation and talk about content today on Tuesday because there is an Evo leak, as we mentioned, but it's not a great one. It's an interesting one, and I think it should be free, but it looks like it might not be that amazing. It's a true shapeshifter Evo, taking a striker to a center back. It gives Anticipate, Jockey, and Bruiser. Stats upgrade, weak foot upgrade. The requirements are max 3 playstyle pluses, 3 positions, 10 regular playstyles. Now, thinking about this straight away, this could be super cool. If it gives a big defensive boost, if it allows strikers that have a lot of pace, you might be able to create some really unique strikers. Like imagine a center back Mbappe that you could create with this. Well, not so fast. The leakers are saying here that it is max 92 and it should be free, but the defensive upgrade is not big enough for some of these strikers that have very low defensive stats. Drogba with 47, Foot Police says he fits, but the defensive upgrade is not good enough. So that means if he's not getting that good of a defensive upgrade, then it's not going to be that worth doing. And also, if you have a card that already has an attacking playstyle plus on it, do you really want Finesse Shot on your center back taking up one of your 3 playstyle pluses coming out of this free evolution? Probably not. Maybe a card like Erling Haaland would be fine because he's got Acrobatic. You give him Anticipate and Jockey. He already has a center back card that a lot of people know and love and was very overpowered with early in the year. So maybe he'll be a fun one to do. Or maybe this Weghorst, allegedly this Cristiano Ronaldo card fits. And I mean, just looking through some of the replies down here, the only way that this Evo could end up being a W, I think, is with position change Evos, because this Vieira, the Thunderstruck version, evidently fits the evolution if you give him the striker position. That's something to kind of consider. If you've got a midfielder or somebody who you think would be good as a center back, you could position change them to striker and give them a decent upgrade. Once again, the defensive boost, he says here that this Sorloth fits, but I wouldn't say buy anything for this Evo. So he's saying it's not very hyped. A lot of people were talking about Hudlin in this evolution. He might be good for chains if you really want to make him a center back, which would be kind of crazy because he's so tall in game and so overpowered, right? One of the most legendary Evo cards of the game, to be honest. But he has 27 defending, so if you're going to put him into a defensive Evo, you're going to have to chain it. So we'll see how much of a boost this gives. I've got a Hudlin in my club that I'm actually waiting to evolve. But yeah, that's an interesting Evo. It should be today. I thought it was going to be yesterday because FutAccountant was tweeting about it, but it didn't drop. So we're going to expect that to be today instead. Now, speaking of today, it's a big day for SBCs. Like, this is really a day where we're going to figure out, does EA want shapeshifters to be fun? Are we entering the summertime on this game, or are they going to let it be super mid again? The 82 times 20s expire. That's the big thing. If these refresh today, that would be awesome. I think they're going to refresh with different requirements, though, if they do. I don't necessarily mind the 85 and 86 requirements now, since it's easier to craft these SBCs with having the 83 plus player pick being out, but I still think it would be so nice to have the same requirements as Team of the Year, the 2 squads with an 84 in a TOTS or Team of the Week, and then an 82 rated squad apart from that, because that would just be putting what you get from an 82 times 20 back into it. If that kind of unlimited repeatable grind is there a little bit more, if they refresh these today, then we could be cooking. We could be cooking for sure. But it's a big day for upgrade packs elsewhere too, because the 84 times 7 SBC expires. Maybe EA, instead of just doing an 82 times 20, maybe they start giving us a like 84 times 10 repeatable. That would probably be too good. But the 84-7 goes away, as does the TOTS trade-in player pick. This refreshes every single Tuesday. I haven't been doing any of these. The TOTS cards don't feel like they're worth going into this, in my opinion. But that is something worth mentioning there. That's going to expire, probably get refreshed. But really, it comes down to the upgrade packs. Does the 82-20 refresh, 84-7? Do they give us an 85-plus pack? What is it going to be? Like, that's what I'm really curious about today. Big day for upgrade SBCs. Does the fun end here, or does EA let it continue? I mean, it's June. They better let it continue. Now, speaking of one other leak that we have, should have talked about this when we were looking at Evos. There's more base playstyle evolutions that are incoming. Quick step, pinged, long ball, press, proven, relentless, power shot, whipped pass, and dead ball. The only thing about this I wonder, once again, is where are these going to be released? We still have some other evolutions that are leaked, like position change ones that were leaked earlier this week that we don't know when they're going to be released either, or where they're going to be released. Actually, that tweet, maybe, did he delete it? Unless I scrolled back too far. But this is the most recent one that he has tweeted out. And again, my question is, where are they going to be? Could they be in SBCs? Actually, we've had Evo player picks this year in objectives. We've had a couple of Evo SBCs. Remember the 2 Eres Mi Idolo evolution that you could do in Evos, or complete the SBC to claim the Evo consumable and then do the Evo? If they dropped more Evos and SBCs, that would be awesome. Like, EA, test that out a little bit. Do some end game content like that. Give us a player pick choice of like 2 of 5, or maybe even like individual playstyle plus SBCs that we have to craft for maybe some lower rated squads, but like pretty easy to craft still in the SBC section. Like, I think that would be a super fun thing to have as well, is SBCs for Evos. Like, I just thought about that. I hope that's where these show up. Now, they're probably going to be in objectives because that's where most of those Evos end up being, but that's just one thing I wanted to mention there, is we're still wondering where those are going to come out. Now, we have a couple player SBCs left. We're going to get one of these today. It's going to be Werner, Vidic, or Kowalski. Vidic is still the most interesting one. Werner could be good. I'll probably still get that SBC done. But yeah, Vidic is the one we're really watching out for. Still believe there could be some movements on bronze rares, and maybe BPM could be very viable if you really want to grind the market in that regard. Bronze rares, I still think, okay, they're back down to 250. If we do get a Vidic, that could push those up a bit if there's hype for that SBC. But that's really going to be the content we look forward to today on a Tuesday. It's the SBCs for sure. It's that evolution, and we'll see if EA have any other surprises for us on a Tuesday. We might even start getting some leaks for what is to come with Shapeshifters Team 2, because we know this is a multiple week promo. So that could be coming here pretty soon as well, as we're getting towards closer and closer towards Friday in terms of this Shapeshifters promotion. So that's the video for me today, guys. Have a great Tuesday. We'll be streaming live today, opening some more packs. I finished Weekend League with my tied for best Weekend League finish yet. And I didn't pack anything crazy from rewards, but 11 wins, rank 3 gamer. It was a nice upgrade from the normal 9 wins that we get. So Oblak is who I took from the season pass. He was very good. Level 25 pick. He was very good. I do regret not choosing my 9 at least a little bit. But Mamadashvili is great. Xhaka is great. Got a full Shapeshifters back line here. Couple in the midfield. Very fun using that squad, getting 11 wins. We're going to run the Evo Elites League today. And I got to finish some games in Rush as well to get SP. I'm just winning 2. I'm not getting this whole thing done. Just let me win 2 games. I'll take my SP and we'll move on. But that's the video for me today, guys. If you did enjoy, drop a thumbs up on it, comment let me know if you have any questions, and subscribe if you're new. Best of luck packing Shapeshifters, and I'll see you in the stream today. Have a great Tuesday, guys. I'm out. Peace.